Hello everybody, this is Xenogears82543 welcoming you back to Let's Play Xenogears and what's probably going to be the final part. Wow. What happened? My gear won't budge anymore. The Zohar modifier has ceased functioning. That is probably the reason why our gears cannot move anymore. There is only a slight energy response coming from the core now. What about Elly? What's happening to her inside of that thing? The Deus system's bind on her should have worn off by now. So why aren't we getting any kind of response? You don't think we hurt her in that battle too? Faye, calm down. The sensors are picking up a response from a life form within Deus. It is probably Elly, so do not worry. I believe she is okay. Elly! Can you hear me, Elly? Deus is no longer active. It's all over now, so come out of there. Show me your face. Elly! Elly! What the? What's happening? Doc, what's going on? What's wrong? I am now detecting a tremendous amount of energy coming from within Deus. It seems as if something that was sealed up till now has suddenly been freed and is growing enormously. It couldn't be. The wave existence? The wave existence? That's gotta be it. The wave existence was just freed from its cage of fleshly existence in Zohar. It's probably attempting to return to the higher dimension that it originally came from. Which means, this is the after effect of the dimensional shift. What do you mean, after effect? It is like a shockwave that is induced by the dimensional displacement. But so much energy? If this much energy is unleashed here, now? If so much energy is unleashed, then what will happen, Doc? Tell us! Then this planet will be annihilated. These numbers indicate that it has more than enough energy to take out a whole planet. What you mean? You can't be serious. We all fought so hard, only to see this happen? Isn't there anything we can do? Can't we stop the after effect? Unfortunately, there is nothing we can do. Almost all machinery, including our gears, are out of commission due to Zohar having been shut down. This time, there is nothing we can do. To put it to you straight, this is the end for us. This is freaking stupid. How the hell could it all end like this? What were we all fighting for up to now? The vibrations are intensifying. Hold on a sec. No, these vibrations are different. It has to be something else causing it. Look! Deus is rising? What is it this time? Deus is releasing its remaining energy and is beginning to accelerate. If it continues to accelerate at this rate, it will soon leave the atmosphere. You don't think... Think what? That it's Elly? Elly is moving Deus. Are you sure? I'm sure of it. Elly is trying to save us by moving Deus away from our planet. She's going to sacrifice herself. That can't be. Oh, Elly. Can't we do anything? We can't just sit here and watch this happen, can we? I mean, Xenogears is still moving. Wait, there is still something I can do. What is it, Faye? My gear still works. And Choo Choo can't just move on her own? Without Zohar, the power source for your gears, the only gear that now remains active is mine. Just like Deus, my gear and I made contact with Zohar. We are the only ones who can move now. I am going to go save Elly. That is absurd. Even if you were able to catch up to Deus, you will not have enough energy to make it back. Even so, I still must go. Elly is taking the whole burden upon herself. If anything happens to her, I want to be there with her. Hey, just wait a minute. You know I'm not going to stand by and let you commit double suicide, if that's what you're planning. Bart, you better come back alive, you hear? Promise me. Promise me that you will come back. Then I'll let you go. Thanks, Bart. I promise. I promise you that I will return. With Elly. You better. Yeah, of course. Alright. Then get going. But let's let him go, Satan. At this point, Faye's the only one that'll be able to bring Elly back. There's nothing we can say or do about it. You're right. Faye, keep your promise. No matter what. Faye and Elly? Both of you. Come back home. We'll be waiting for you too! I appreciate this, Bart, and the rest of you. Well, I better get going now. But don't worry, I will be back soon. I guess this will be the last journey you and I make together. I'm counting on you, partner. Elly! I like that the game sound got so quiet. Like the music just faded out. Okay, but how much game can we have left? I mean, we beat what was implied to be the final boss. At least it seems like it was the final boss, you know. Where am I? That's Elly! This must mean that I'm inside of Deus? Not exactly. Your actual body is but a physical object. It has merely been absorbed into Deus' outer shell. Only your consciousness is here. Of course, the girl you perceive in front of you is also not a true being. Your consciousness is merely creating her image. Hmm? The wave existence? No, that's not you. Who are you? It can't be. Is that you, Krellian? That's right, isn't it? Krellian! It was you who did this to Elly. The path of Sephiroth has been connected. No one can stop God from returning to his world now. So what have you come here for, Laycan? I came here to take the person I love back with me. So set Elly free. The Deus' system has been destroyed. It's all over now. So instead I ask you, what are you hoping to achieve now? The time when all things started, the place where all things were one, I am going to return there. What place? Before the beginning of the universe, in the undulating waves of the higher dimension, all things were one. It was the waves spilling out from there that created this four-dimensional universe of ours. Humankind and the souls of humankind that were born from there are merely leftovers of those spilled waves. So, you're going back there? Is that what you desired? Laycan, why such reluctance to become one with the god? What attachment could you possibly have to this wretched old world? What meaning can be found in living out such a short existence? Hurting others, hurting yourself, grinding one another down, only to inevitably die and return to dust. Why, everything we could ever desire is here. No need to be troubled by the need for love, for this place is filled with the love of God. I have not lost hope in humans as much as you have, Krelian. Someday humankind will come to understand one another. I sincerely believe that. How can you be so sure? Humans will never come to understand each other. You said that she is the person you love. But can you say that you even truly understand each other? All humans do is place themselves at a comfortable distance from each other and call that mutual understanding, spiritual unity, or true love. But it is all lies. Man cannot associate with others without first deceiving themselves. That is the way that they were created. But one being's ego can't determine everyone's fate. People have the right to choose their own destiny. That is why humans have free will. And what if that will itself was predetermined? What then? Oh, what folly. Humans are just primitive life forms that have no such things as free will. Mankind has merely been allowed to live in an imperfect state, as is, as will be. It is for this very reason, because humans have this wretched will or whatnot, that humans must experience sadness and loss. For someone to gain something means another must lose it. It is impossible to make humankind share limited things and affections. So I came to the conclusion that everything must be reverted back to where it all began. To go back to when all was one, waves and nothing else. It is not my human's ego, it is the will of the waves. It is the will of God. Well, that's alright too. We don't have to be perfect. Actually, being imperfect makes mankind live by helping each other. That's what being human is. That's what mutual understanding. That's unity and love. I'm glad. No, I'm proud to be human. Elly placed the future, tomorrow, in our hands based on our choice. And she is working to keep Deus far from our planet. She is also trying to heal your heart. You, who wants to journey all alone to be with God. Can't you understand Elly's feelings? Do you have to become one with God before you are able to comprehend all of this? I understand. I know her feelings, as if they were my own. Yes, she and I are one. We don't need God's help. Well then, prove it to me. Show me this power of humans. Show me this love that you say can make you independent of God. Bonus boss time? I guess it's bonus boss time. Fortunately, we have Xenogears for this. It's a solo battle, so we're fine. I hope we get a full heal. It'll be nice. It's not super important, but I'd like a full heal. Thanks for the full heal game. I have 99% hyper mode. We're gonna go for hyper mode. Oh no! Why would I level 1 death blow this when I have hyper mode? Wow. So scary. We're gonna charge. Kishin, let's go. We got 99% hyper mode. Why bother doing anything else if it's a solo Fey battle? Are you kidding me? That only does 10,000 damage? Why can't I break the damage barrier? Curse you, damage barrier. This is why we didn't want hyper mode. We're gonna have to deal 10,000 damage at a time, and then may as well just X attack him to death, because they do almost X attacks will do almost 10,000 damage. Curse you, damage barrier. Curse you. Damage barrier, making things harder than they need to be. Or take longer than they need to be. It's not harder. I'm just gonna charge up a level 1 death blow, because that's the only way I'm getting past the damage barrier. We'll X attack and then do level 1 death blow. Oh, you blocked, whatever. That's actually better damage. Oh, that actually hurt. Stop it, Ouroboros. You don't have that much health. Yeah, I was gonna say. And that's the real final boss of the game. Now it's just cutscenes. So, yeah. Elly! Faye! It was Krellian. Krellian released me. Krellian? Yes. I came to understand after becoming one with Krellian. His heart was so full of sadness. That is why he desired for he and I to become one with God. Because that would be the return to the beginning of everything. He told me, you should be with him. That is what he said. You see, he already knew. Yes, he already knew. How I felt, how you felt. But there was nothing we or he could do. He had no choice but to go forward. Even if it meant he lost all feelings, lost everything that was human. For all humankind's sake, there was no going back. Even looking back held too many memories. And he would have just wanted to go back, even though he couldn't. So please forgive him. Krellian loved people more than anyone else. I somehow knew it all along. I just knew he was really that kind of person. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I was wrong. I thought sacrificing myself in order to save others was the right thing to do. But my actions only brought sadness to all the people who I left behind. And that sadness gave birth to even more sadness. As long as I still live within you, my life is not just mine alone. Elly, that isn't wrong. To sacrifice yourself for others is a noble thing. Even if it were to benefit yourself, it's no problem. There will always be a person healed, one or the other. Love gains its original shine only when there's an interrelationship between the giver and the receiver. It is incomplete when one or the other is missing. The two are one. It was you, Elly, who taught me that. I believe that is what it means to be human. I can now understand the true importance of it. I don't know if it's the right answer or not, but we have a lot of time to think about it. What Krellian himself was looking for all along, we will find the answer to it all ourselves. Thank you, Faye. Elly. And we got a real, cutscene that doesn't just have text boxes for the end of the game. Of course.
Let's return to our planet.
That light. It's the point of contact with our world. But the dimensional shift has already begun. Will we make it in time?
Can you run?
If we're together, I can.
Nice censorship of Elly's boobs.
is no time. This place is about to be destroyed. Now there is no more God. This is no longer their planet. This is your home planet that you are now standing on.
Krellian, you aren't going, are you?
No. Since that time, I have stopped being human. I've committed so many sins that any attempt at living like a human is impossible. The only one who could have forgiven me was God.
That's not true. I know they would understand. There's still plenty of time to atone for your sins. You, of all people, could do it.
Always the peacemaker, eh, Lacan? Perhaps that's what it means to be human. But regardless, I cannot go. It's something I've already decided. I go to walk with God, even if there's no place left for me upon my return. I must go now.
Krellian.
Actually, I envy you too.
What happened?
Waves from the explosion disrupted the ionosphere, making it impossible to get a visual. They were probably caught up in the explosion.
That's a lie! He'll come back. He promised us he would. I know it.
And that's the game. Gosh. I'm gonna let the credits play out. Whew. Gosh. I knew the overall story of the game going into this, but I hadn't realized exactly what the pacing of the game was. The grinding wasn't too bad, honestly. Other than the really long session I did early on, which you probably could do later, honestly. You don't need to do it that early. You really don't need to do it that early. Otherwise, I'd never had to grind more than an hour or two at a time. not really more than an hour at a time, really. And there weren't that many. It was maybe 5 or 6 hours of grinding total over a 70-hour game. That's not bad. Not quite 70, probably like a 60. It was like a 60-something hour game, though. And I mean, there were a couple of those grind sessions in the last little bit, because I had to do one for money for all the equipment, and one for the... probably another hour on the dragons in the desert for levels. But that was really... I didn't really need the levels at that point. I only wanted to get Yamike to show it off. Since it's such a powerful death blow. But yeah. We finished Xenogears. I think next up we'll be returning back to my Xenoblade playthrough that I had going before this one started. I mean, I'm gonna make an announcement video that will probably go up before this one comes out, so it'll be up already. You should go see the announcement video about what's going on, given that Xenoblade Definitive Edition is releasing pretty soon. If this video even, as I'm recording this, it's releasing soon. It may already be out by the time this video airs. It might not be. Actually, I think just a few days before. But, yeah. I'd say this game was pretty good. I mean, there were a couple of moments of frustration. Honestly, there were a couple bosses that gave me trouble. Nothing towards the end of the game, but... I mean, Hammer... There was one boss that just wanted the trader card because the trader card was so valuable. I mean, that made our money grind possible at the end of the game. And it gave me speed shoes, which are also super helpful. And basically made killing the dragons safe. I probably could have killed the dragons without speed shoes, but it would have been very difficult, so... Yeah. The end of the game relying so heavily on that one drop and knowing what you can get stuff from, and making sure you get all the right stuff to just power yourself up. And you really have to choose a team for that last segment of the game. Hope no one was offended that I chose Satan and Emeralda. I felt like they deserved to be the final team the most. I don't know. Also, apparently I was mispronouncing Rakan the whole time, but we're just gonna hope that that's fine. It's fine. But yeah, this was a fun game. I enjoyed it. Aww. apparently this was Xenogears episode 5. I guess there was other stuff that we don't know about that was going to be planned for prequels. But yeah, we're at the end. Anyway. Yeah. That's gonna do it for this playthrough. This was a fun one. I got into the story as it went along, you know. Oh, anyway. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this part. Anyway. Probably we'll be moving on. We'll be moving back to Xenoblade. I have a plan for how I'm want to handle Xenoblade and Xenoblade Definitive Edition, which I should have announced already. Go check out the announcement video, which I have not made yet, but it should cover everything I'm planning for the summer and all sorts of things. Now if I don't make that now I really have to make that announcement video, because if I don't make it, I'm gonna look like a liar here. Anyway, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one.